Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner from GED Math Tutoring. Hopefully, you guys are doing very well and having a happy and lovely Saturday, November the 1st. Can you believe it? Already in November. I can hear the song now. That greens, potatoes, okay, it's coming. You made it. So, as you guys make it on in, go ahead and tap the screen. Say a little hello. Now, if you are basically doing the GED, the AccuPlacer, maybe even the ASVAT, HESI test, TEAS test, we're working on basic math skills for today. So come on in, go ahead and just put your answers down, and let's see if we can tap the screen so we can get a lot of people coming in. And I think that's about it. All right, so as we can tell, let's go and let's test a little bit of your math skills. So we have Chris. Hey, Chris, how are you doing? Saying it's a pentagon. Yvette is saying C. Weeza is saying C. Okay, C pen. All right. Then we have Sledgehammer is saying 5. Okay. Deceptional, sorry, is saying D. Okay, you're here. Hey, Big G Money. Okay, Walker, we're saying C. Darius, C. Okay, great. All right, so we have our abstract. We have West, Big G Money. We have Fred, all saying it's C. All right, especially if you're going into the military, you definitely need to know what this is. All right, so right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Okay, so we got our 5, and that is penta. Pent meaning the 5. So we got our C. Hexagon, hex rhymes with sex, which is S-I-X. Okay, S-I-X we're dealing with here in the States, but also overseas they do it as S-E-X still. So that will be a 6-sided figure. Octagon will be a oct, 8-sided figure. And you're probably saying, well, why is October the 10th month of the year? You can thank Julius Caesar for that one. Here we go. And then hepta will be your 7. So let's go on to the next one. So we're going to solve, 4,264. Is it A, 204 with a remainder of 1? Is it B, 203 with a remainder of 1? C, 203 with a remainder of 21? Or D, just plain old 203? Yep, like a penthouse. Okay. Okay, so for those that are just joining, we're just working on some of our math skills. Some of it is basically for the adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing of numbers. Anything that's usually on the GED, the HESI, and also the TEAS test. And you might actually see some of these in the AccuPlacer. So if you just need someone just kind of refresh your math skills, welcome on in. And all you have to do is just put your answer in the chat. Okay, hey, Satan's back. How you doing? You've been plaguing me and plaguing me. All right, so Jay is saying B. Big G Money saying B or D. Weeza is saying B. Fred B. Laura B. Okay, welcome in. Thanks for the follow, Nicole, and everyone else. Thanks for the love. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Satan, you're always pouring it on me. Okay, J Motivation. We got our B. Cat B. Is that Luciana with a B? User 30 with a B. Okay, Darius is saying 3 with the B. Okay, B. There we go. Okay, Courtney with a B. Okay, Yvette, you're thinking with a B. All right. Well, let's take a look. So if we go into it, I'm going to just kind of try to see if I can write it right over here. So we got our 4,264. So 21 can't go into 4, but 21 can go into 42 2 times. Now, sometimes if you ever get stuck, use some of your answer choices to kind of help you out. All right, so if we have 21 and 2, that gives me exactly 42. Now, this is the part that usually gets a lot of people. So we bring down the next number down. So how many 21s can go into 6? That will be none, and we will need that placeholder. Okay? So in order for us to put that placeholder down, that's how we can bring down the next term, which will give us our 64. So we need to think, all right, how many 21s can go into 64? Well, I'm going to say 3. Because if I said 4, that's going to be more than 64. So when I have 3, this will give me my 63. And when I do 64 minus 63, it gives me a 1. We don't want a decimal with the zeros because take a look at your answer choices. Your answer choices are not giving you any decimals. So don't put it when it's not there. So this 1 is going to be your remainder. So if we take a look, that will be 203 with the remainder of 1. Okay. Nice ones. All right, so let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, keep it moving. All right, 200ths can be written as, is it A, B, C, or D? How would I write out the number 200ths? Okay. So Big G Money, we got B, Darius B, Weezer B, Yvette D, B, MR B, got you. We have a C. We have, is that Boyle or Boley? Bali? Let's see, we got some B's, we got some A's, we got Flav Vibes, A's. Okay, Michelle, thanks for the follow. Chris with a B, DeMichael with a B. K-Joy with a D, Janae with a B, okay? There's a whole bunch of B's and we got a couple of C's. So let's take a look. So if we can remember, let me probably put it over here. When it comes to the place values, after the decimal, this is going to be your tenths. Okay, try to put it there. This is going to be your hundreds with the TH. Okay, so we're looking at 2 decimal places. A is giving me the tenths. This is 2 tenths. Okay, B is giving me 2 hundredths. D is actually giving me straight 200 without the TH and the S. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. Anytime you see this THS at the end, we're dealing with decimal places. C, no, just no. So you have your tens, your hundreds, your thousands. This is 2 10,000ths with the THS at the end. So our answer is actually going to be B. All right. All right. So, next one. Express 5/12ths as a decimal. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? Okay, so I got a couple of B's. So J Motivation, Arrow, Maddie. Okay, now if there's one that you're not sure what it is, put a question mark in the chat. Okay, if you're not too sure, instead of like making up a letter, just put a question mark in the chat. Okay, that kind of helps me to say, all right, I might have to go a little bit slower. Thank you, not a problem. All right, so again, if this is like, this is like baby stuff, I don't know, instead of making comments, as quickly as you came in, you could leave exactly the same way. All right? No problems, no worries. I'll still love you, I'll still appreciate you. But, we're just trying to learn here. Okay? All right. I appreciate that, Exotic. Okay? So, when you are dealing with fractions, and I'm seeing a lot of B's, which is good. All right? So, here's my thing. Okay? When you're dealing with fractions and you're trying to make it into a decimal, you're basically dividing. Fractions is nothing but division. So the number that's in the numerator, which is your top portion, is going to go underneath the house. The 12, that's going to go outside the house. And you're probably saying, like, why don't you just use a calculator, Even Jimi Hendrix played electric. And I'm like, I get it. But here's the thing. For the GED, the ASVAT, the Accuplacer, you cannot use a calculator. But people that are doing HESI or TEAS tests, you can use a scientific calculator. So I'm trying to get the mixture of everybody in every single problem, okay? So when we do this, we are definitely going to need, because if you notice, my answer choices all have decimals. So I'm going to need my decimal and my zeros. So how many 12s can go into 5? 0. But how many 12s can go into 50? Just by taking a look at all my answer choices, it's going to be 4. Okay? Because 12 times 4, that gives me my 48. So when we subtract 50 minus 48, that'll give me my 2. Bring down my 0. So now, how many 12s can go into 20? That will be 1. I don't think I have anything else here. Yes. So I can do this. So now we got 20 minus 12. That gives me 8. And I can add a 0 up here and bring it on down so I can keep it going. Because as you notice, we're close to our answer. If we get a 1 here, our answer is going to be A, because that means our 1s are going to be repeating. If we get a 6, we're going to keep going to see if the 6s are going to be the ones repeating. I can tell you right here and now, I'm going to need this next one so I can make that deciding factor, okay? So now, well, obviously it's not going to be, but anyway. So we need to know how many 12s can go into 80. Well, that's going to be 6. Okay, 6 and 2, that gives me my 2. Carry the 1, 6 and 1, that plus 1 will give me 72. All right, so when I do the subtraction, I'm going to get 8 again. So right now, if I add another 0 and I bring that bad boy down, it seems like this part right here is going to keep repeating. So it's not just going to be flat out 0.4 and 416,000. Let me see if I can put it all together. 416 thousandths. There we go. Because this 6 is going to be the one that's going to repeat. So right away, we didn't get a 1, so A is out. Not all of 416, so this digit wasn't a 4, it's actually a 6, so that means this whole thing is not repeating, so C is out. And then the next digit we got was a 6, so it can't be D. So my answer choice is going to be B, because if I keep doing it, I'm going to keep getting an 8, and that means I'm going to keep adding zeros here, so my 6s are the ones that's going to repeat. So that repeat symbol should be going over just that 1 6, because that is the one number that keeps repeating. Okay? All right. So we got that. All right. Well, you guys using AI? First of all, you won't be able to use anything during the test, okay? You got to practice the way you play. So if I can put it in sports thing, because I used to be a professional athlete, if you practice like crap, your game's going to be horrible. If you practice like crap, if you get into the game, because I used to be a coach too, if you have a crappy practice, I'm not going to have faith in you in the game. So you're going to have to practice exactly how you're going to play in the game situation. So if you know you can't use a calculator for your testing, you got to practice exactly the same way. Okay? So keep that in mind as you're doing all this. So the greatest common factor of 108 and 72 is it A, 6, B, 18, C, 36, or D, 9? Okay, DeMichael's saying it's 36. Nick's is saying C at 36. Okay, The Godfather, hello, is thinking 36. I got some B's, I got some A's, I got a couple A's, I got some C's, I got 18s. We got some A's, we got some 36s, we got 18s. All right. B or C, we got a D. All right, so we got some interesting mixtures. Okay, so definitely some interesting mixtures. Okay, someone's switching it up. All right, so let's take a look. Greatest common factor. Factor is dealing not with the multiplication table, but it's which multiplication tables will 108 and 72 be found? Okay, so if I list it out, I'm just going to put it on my little piece of paper here. So if I list out, let's say 108. I know 108 can be found obviously in the 1 times table, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, 27. Sorry, I had to think. I used to have these somewhat memorized. 36. I'm going to carry it down here. So we're going 36 and 54. I'm going to squeeze the 54 right here, just so I can keep it somewhat in frame. Now, for 72, I know 72 is found in the 1 times tables, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 8, 18, 24. I'm going to put down here 36, and obviously 72. And that was the other one that I missed down here, the 108. But yeah, we don't need that one. Now, sorry, I'm going to have to do it like this. So, if we notice, yes, they both have 6, but is that the greatest common? Yes, they both have 18. Okay, they both have 6. They both have 18. They both have 36. And they both have 9. But which one is the greatest common? There we go. Okay. So when we're looking for the greatest common factor, because we always, and I will say always, get the GCF and the least common multiple mixed up every time. Every time. If they're asking for the least common multiple, that means you're doing the multiplication. So you're doing like 1 times 108, 1 times, 108 times 1, 108 times 2, 108 times 3, 108 times 4. That's what you're doing for the least common multiple. But for the factors, you want to know which multiplication table do they fall into. So the greatest one is going to be 36. Okay. All right, we're clear with that one. I can grab another piece of paper just so we can have this. All right, now here's another one. This is definitely for my HESI, and I definitely seen like at least one question similar to this on GED. All right, let me make that larger. There you go. Okay, so how many pints of milk will fill in a 2-gallon container? Is it A, 4 pints, B, 32 pints, C, 16 pints, or D, 8 pints? Okay, so I'm seeing B's, I'm seeing D's, I'm seeing 8, I'm seeing 8, I'm seeing 16, I'm seeing 4s, I'm seeing F's. Okay, if you don't know what it is, go ahead and just put a question mark. Thank you, Rosette. How are you? Okay, so I'm seeing 16, I'm seeing C's, which are the 16, and B's. Can I do trig? I can do trig. I do it for my tutoring services, though. Okay, thank you for the honesty. Appreciate that. I'm seeing 8s, I'm seeing 32s, I'm seeing question marks. Thank you so much for the honesty with the question marks. Okay. All right, so we got an explanation of pints. We got C for our final answer. We got D's. We got 16s. All right, so let's think of it. Knowing of that conversion, okay? We probably had a few pints last night, but that's all right. We're all adults, hopefully. So we need to know that 8 pints is equivalent to 1 gallon. All right. So if 8 pints is equivalent to 1 gallon, how many pints are equivalent to 2 gallons? And how you would get that? You could do 8 times 2, which gives us 16. Okay. So the key part is we had to know how many pints are to a gallon. Okay. All right. I got it right? Awesome. I got it right. Let's go. All right. So let's go to the next one. Everyone's like, oh, there's fractions. Boo. No. All right. So this is what I want to do. And let me zoom in a little bit more because sometimes division signs looks like addition signs. So this is division. So this is 3/7. I'll even rewrite it for you. Divided by 1/5. Okay, 3/7 divided by 1/5. Is it A, 2/7, B, 2/2, C, 3/35, or D, 5/7? Go ahead and put your answer in there. Do I teach what? What is that, Miss Pretty? I'm not sure what that is. I feel like everyone has special names for certain things. So we have A's, D's, C's, a couple question marks. Okay, there you go. Beauty, love it. A, good. All right, so we got that. Thank you, Rosette. Appreciate it for the taps. Appreciate that. All right, so we got our A's, we got our A's, we got our B's. Okay. All that. What did I get on a math exam? Do I do trig? Yes, I do, but not on my lives, only for my tutoring sessions. So we got D's, we got A's. Duck, I see you. Okay, if you have a question, just ask it. If it doesn't go crazy enough that, we can do that. All right. Favorite vibes, what's your question? Go ahead and put it in there. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. Yes, we got that KFC, baby. Hey, Michael, thanks for checking in. I think I saw you earlier in the midst of everything. All right, now, for you to just divide like this, it looks crazy. It looks like a double-decker bus. So this is what we tend to do. We're going to keep the first ratio. We're going to change the operation, and we're going to flip the second ratio. So what I mean by that, So we're going to keep the 3 sevens. We're going to change from division to multiplication. And then we're going to flip the second ratio. So instead of 1/5, it's going to be 5/1. So now we can either see if we can cross simplify, which 5 and 7 only has 1 in common, same with 3 and 1. So we don't have anything to simplify here. But if we multiply straight across, horizontally, this will give me 15 sevens. So it gives us an improper fraction. Now, if you want to convert your improper fraction, there's multiple ways of putting it into possibly a mixed number. And one of the ways is just dividing it. Just straight division with no decimals. So that means 15 is going to be in the house. 7 is outside the house. How many 7s can go into 15? 2. So right away, process elimination, C is gone, D is gone. So now, if I do with my 14, 15 minus 14 gives me 1. So I have a remainder of 1 out of the 7. So my remainder is going to be written as 1 out of the 7. Answer is A. Okay. Of course, and that's why I said, Rich, there's multiple ways of doing it. But we also got to look. We got multiple people that are at different levels. So, trying to do. I know, right? All right, I am trying to find... Okay, how do we know it's 8 pints? That's always the calculation, Flav. So if you have like your pints, you have your quarts. Quarts is out 4. And if you take the 4 and you divvy them up in halves, you'll get 8 pints. Okay. All right. Over so you can see it. Sure. Next time with a little please, that will be so awesome always. Okay. Your elementary level? All right, cool. Makes much sense. Yep. I don't have to flip it. Well, if you understand your division, that works. But some people, you might have to flip it. Okay. All right. All right. So let's give this one a try. All right. So what we're doing is we're doing the math prep for the HESI, TEAS test, as well as GED. So it's a lot of mixture of some 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade level math. Some of it may be a little 7th grade and 8th grade in there. It's just a whole mixture of things. So if you're enjoying, go ahead and keep tapping. If you are just like, oh, this is boring, guess what? I didn't tell you to stop here. You are not held against your will, baby. You have free will. Thank you, Jesus. All right. You can always scroll on by. All right. But if you want to join in, you want to join in. If you're not going for anything else, that's where it goes to. Okay. Yep. Okay. What math do I teach? I go from 7th grade all the way up to adults. So that includes the intermediate algebra and college algebra courses that you see at the college level. When would I do grade 10? When will I do grade 10? I never taught sophomores. I don't know. What do you mean by when would I do grade 10? Okay, so I got a bunch of D's. Thank you, pretty. Thank you, Tamara. I wish, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Janae, with the D's. You just followed you. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Live easy. Same D. All right. Yes. There we go, there we go, there we go. I'm going to write it on here so I got more room. So yes, we can put this in the calculator. Yes. But here's my thing. If you're doing the GED, the ASVAT, the AccuPlacer, you cannot use a calculator for those assessments. You have to basically either, they might even laminate a piece of paper and they'll just give you a dry erase marker and you'll just use that as your whiteboard to work out your problems. But they don't care because, but if you're in class, you need to show your work. I just want to emphasize that because, again, we got different mixtures of students in here. All right. So now, if we are going to go through the process, let me raise this up a little bit. Going through your multiplication, I have 1 and 6. That gives me 6. But I know 1 is being multiplied by everything, so I can just rewrite my 4 and my 2. Then I'm going to the 10th spot. So 6 and 3 gives me my 18. Carry that 1. So 3 and 4 gives me 12 plus 1 gives me 13. Carry the 1. 3 and 2 is 6 plus 1 gives me 7. And now I know the next row is all going to be zeros, but I don't need those placeholders. So when I add these up, I bring my 6 down. Okay, with my 4 and my 8, that gives me my 12. Carry my 1. 3 and 2 is 5 plus 1 gives me 6. And then I just bring down my 7. So from here, I know from my answer choice, A is definitely out. Because now I need to figure out where to put my decimal place. So here I have 1 decimal place. Here I have 2 decimal places. So that means when you multiply, you add your decimal places. So that's where your answer is going to be in the 3 decimal places. Starting here at the 6, I move over to 1, 2, 3. So my decimal place is going to be between the 7 and the 6. So my answer should be D. Now, that's one way of doing it. Another way is you can just go straight to the decimal places. This is 1. This is 2. So that means my answer needs to be 3 decimal places. So the only one that had 3 decimal places is D. So if you're taking these assessments, you can do shortcuts. They are not going to say, let me look at your work so I can give you extra credit. No, they're like, is it A, B, C, or D? Answer the question. And if you're taking the ASVAT, recently I have a gentleman that's going to, boot camp basic right now. And he said they gave him 1 minute per question. So a lot of this, as I keep saying, as you practice, make sure you're kind of timing yourselves. Okay? It's always good for you to see if you can time yourself. All right? So for the next one, solve the square root of 81. Square root of 81, is it A, 6, B, 5, C, 9, or D, 18? Okay? Whole bunch of C's. Look at this. Look at these educated people. Drake said it. He's been trying to figure it out. But no, it wasn't 81. Yep. Hilarious. So, square root of 81 is 9. Because if we take a look, if we're dealing with 9 squared, 9 squared is the same as saying 9 times 9. And that will give me my 81. If I tried to do the reverse and simplify that 81 into square root of 9 squared, remember, squares and square roots are opposites of each other. So they cancel out, which gives me 9. Okay? All right. So, tap break. This is what we're going to do. There's 578 of us. Sorry, 79. Welcome on in. We're going to need to do a mad tap. Let's see if we can get to 20 5 so we can get to the next page. Right now we're at 17K. We want to tap. The reason why I would love for you guys to tap is think about how you discovered this place. How did you discover this platform? How did you discover me? You were just doom scrolling, and then all of a sudden the algorithm just kind of got clicked over, and next thing you know, you're sitting here watching this lovely hand do all this math for you. Okay? Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. So if you guys want to be even just fans, you know, you're like, yo, I like this chick. She's crazy. She's just on the verge. I like it. There is a orange heart. You can click on that, and that will have you just become one of our little fans, you know, be one of the mathletes that we have here. Okay, nothing too crazy, please. Do not, with the super fan is not, no. Just be a regular fan. Do the free one, okay? It'll be fine, okay? So, as you guys are tapping, let me do real quick. If you want to, and I understand it's Saturday, people got things to do. So here's another thing for you to kind of absorb, or maybe even take a quick little snapshot of. All of my are here, okay? If you go here and you type in this word, you will actually see a playlist that says TikTok Lives. All of my lives from February the 2nd, I can't believe it's almost going to be a year that I've been doing this. Just coming on to some of the lives, I have different things, different levels. I have some things for the test, but I also do like individual things like rational functions, factoring, adding, subtracting fractions, doing system of equations, graphing inequalities, absolute values, compound inequalities. All of those things are also shown here. So I would love for you guys to do these things. I want you to do all 5 of these things so you can get all the notifications. I post daily, but give me some time. Maybe later this afternoon, I'll be able to put the recording of this on there. Okay? All right. Do I link these papers? No. All of them are online. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, Ming Ming. I try, you know. So at least it'll kind of give you an idea with all that stuff. All right. Well, we have well surpassed our goal. Thank you so much. So let's keep this party going. All right. Let's slide that over here. Slip this over here. Okay, so we can get everything situated. Okay, so what is equivalent to 7/6 times 7 squared? Is it A, 7 to the 12th power? Is it B, 7 to the 8th power? C, 7 to the 4th power? Or D, 49 to the 8th power? Okay. Look at all my Algebra 1 people saying all these B's. B's. Even Michael with his B's. Rosette, yes. NJ, and yeah. Sorry, I'm saying NJ. We have some D's. Okay, we got some D's. Got some A's. All right. So, very interesting. So, let's take a look. So, I think you guys can see that. That's a little blurry on my end. How about you? Look a little blurry. Let's see. Let's see if we can reset it. There we go. All right. Felt like I was having an eye exam for a second there. Okay. Right? So now, anytime you have your base, okay? So we have a same base. The base is the 7s. The 6 and the 2, they're your exponents. When you are multiplying, you are not multiplying the bases, okay? When they have the same base, you are adding the exponents. So you're going to keep that base of 7, but you're going to add the exponents. So that gives me 7 to the 8th power. So my answer choice is going to be B. Now, if you wanted to extend it out, basically this is saying I have 6 sevens that I am multiplying. 4, 5, 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 7s there. And I want to continue multiplying 2 more. So that means how many 7s am I going to multiply? I'm going to multiply basically the 6, 7, 8. So I will be multiplying 8 7s together. This is what this is saying. Do you see why you're not going to multiply the 7s? Okay? All right. So now, try your 185. So what is 1800ths kilometers equals to? Is it A, 18 meters, B, 180 meters, C, 1800 meters, or D, 1.8 meters? Okay. This is so easy. Never mind. Okay, so we have some C's, we have 180, we have some B's at 180, we have a couple A's. Okay, Michael's saying my B's, Ming Ming saying my C, Andrea feels like B, feels like teen sweat. Macy is saying D, C all the way, because you don't know. All right, so between B and C, okay, so we're fighting a battle between B and C. All right, then DFT is saying D. Let me wreck the system. Love it. All right. Okay, probably B. All right, so let's take a look. First thing that we need to know is, I like to say, how many meters, since they're putting it in meters, how many meters are in a kilometer? So I know, based on my old time ways, that there is 1,000 meters is in 1 kilometer. Okay? Hence it's in the name. Kilo. Thou. Okay? So if I know we're going to have to deal with this, we're going to have to deal with basically 3 zeros. So I know if I have like 0.18, I'm going to move my decimal place over 3 times. But I'm not going to the left because I'm going from large to small. So I'm going to the right. 1, 2, 3. And I need to put a 0 in its placeholder. So this is actually going to be 180 meters, which is B. Okay. Yep, in Canada, yes. That's definitely what you guys do. Exactly, Andrea. That's why I love that. Stop second guessing yourselves. All right. So not by 100. I don't know what that letter is. Is that VI? Okay. So it's not going to be by 100 because 100 will just give you 18. It's a kilometer. So it's 0.18 times 1,000 if you're going to do it that way. Okay. But then notice the decimal. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, what number is in the tens place after you simplify? 4 times 10 squared plus 3 times 10 cubed plus 21 plus 10 to the first. I'm curious to see what you guys can get with this one. Enlarge it just a little bit more. You added a 0, okay. Give you like 3 minutes. Okay. All right. So we have D, we have B. Okay, you don't know? That's fine. Okay, well, I am going to go over it, so don't worry. It's like Jacqueline saying B, Darius saying D, Frank saying 3. Friend's not sure. Thank you so much for your honesty. Okay, but he picks an A. All right. Oh, friend. Sorry, friend's not sure. Frank saying 3. Test squared. Saying B. Marianne, B. Okay, use your treasure. Saying A. I could do it, but I'm too lazy. Oh, okay. Well, at least you know that about yourself. Yeah, you. All right, not sure. Okay. Okay, Sharice is saying D. Tariq is saying A. Math's your weakness? That's all right. Hey, so believe it or not, so it was for me as well. Sure. Not sure? Got you. All right. So now, this is, I'm going to use the side that I kind of wrote on. This kind of got me for a second. So what the exponents are telling you is basically like the placeholders. So it's like you're doing 4 times 10 squared. And 10 squared is 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. Okay? Then we have 3 times 10 to the third. So 10 to the third power, that's 10 times 10 times 10. So that gives me 1,000. And now we have our 21. But this isn't times. That's a plus sign. So we have our whole number of 21, but plus 10 to the first power, and 10 to the first power is just simply 10. So if we can, ignore this part. Let me see if I can wrap that up. So if we can actually write this out as a number, we have 3,431. And they want us to know which number is in the tens place. And what number is in the tens place is our 3. Okay. Why is it 10? Because 10 to the first power is going to be 10. Anything to the first power is itself. Okay. Okay. I know, right? It was like that. But see, that's what tricked it up right here. And no, it caught me last night. I'm not even going to lie to you. When I was prepping for this, I was like, my answer's not even here. Yeah. And I was like, oh, craziness. Okay. Okay. A little bit of challenge. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Let's deal with our next one. Let's see if we can finish this page, and then we'll be done for today. All right. So what if it was 10 to the second power? Well, 10 to the second power is 10 times 10, which gives you 100. Okay, team? Can I do pre-calculus? I do for my tutoring sessions. Okay, could this help with TEAS math? Yeah. This is definitely why I picked this one for you guys. Definitely. All right, so let's solve. -4 times -2 times -9. Is it A, 54, B, -54, C, 72, or D, -72? All right, so I am swimming in the D's, swimming in them. Backstrokes, look at all this. Love it. Love it. We got a couple C's. All right, but I'm loving it. We're going to see why. All right, so we got a bunch of D's. Got a whole bunch of D's. Okay, so let's take a look. First off, we have a negative a negative, and a negative. Negative times negative gives me a positive. Now I'm going to take that positive answer and multiply by this negative. So that means my answer is going to be a negative. So C and A are both gone before I even do anything. Now I can do one of two things. I can multiply this negative 4 times negative 2, which gives me a positive 8. And then I'm going to take that 8 and multiply it by negative 9. So last time I checked, 8 and 9 is definitely not 54. It's going to be my 72. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Yep. Only in math, 2 negatives make a positive. Try to do that in real life. Set places on fire. Okay. Those time symbols. Yes. Getting the hang of it. There we go. Yes. So when you have the same signs, when you're multiplying and dividing, your answer will always be positive. When you have 2 negatives, when you're multiplying and dividing, your answer will always be positive. All right. So I might have to zoom into the graph a little bit, but I'm going to read what's happening here. So the pie chart shows the favorite colors of the school of 1,200 students. How many students have blue as their favorite color? So let me rewrite just in case you can't see it. So this one is green. And why am I using a red pen? There we are. And this was at 10%. Our blue was at 20%. Purple, I think you can see. And then this was the red at 40%. So how many students have blue as their favorite color? Is it A, 20, B, 480, C, 120, D, 240? Okay. So I got my 240s, I got my Ds, I got Ds, not sure, I got you. Okay, 12 times 20, got you. Okay, Deborah's saying 240. Michael's saying that. Thank you, Michael, for the gifts. I appreciate it. Janae's saying D. Cecilia saying D. Apple user D. Okay, Miss Barb is saying 10% is 2. Okay, Rosette with the D's. Miss Barbara is saying it's 12. Best Squared is saying D's. Shelly is saying that. Okay, we got our B's, we got our D's, we got our D's. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have basically 1,200 students. And we want to know how many chose blue. Let me even write this out in blue. So if we have that 12, and we know 20% as a decimal is 0.20. Lots of zeros going on here. So basically, let's multiply the 12 and the 2. So we get 24. But then we have 1, 2, 3 zeros. But our 1,200 doesn't have any decimal points, so that was 0. Our 0.20 or 20 hundredths gives us 2 decimal places. That means our answer needs to have 1 plus 2, 2 decimal places. So with that in mind, starting here at the end, I'm going 1, 2. So we have an answer of 240. So my answer choice will be D. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, good. All right, so you're okay with faith and coffee? Because you were just like, yeah, I didn't get that before. Okay, I try to do it every day. It's been hard lately for me to have a schedule because I'm starting to get more tutoring clients. You know, it's second quarter. Yeah, Maryland, I think we just started second quarter like on Monday. Like we just ended the quarter. So there was a lot of kids that were trying to save themselves, you know. All right. All right. Okay. So which information is best displayed on a bar graph? So is it A, daily temperatures, B, family income, C, types of pets owned by families, or D, finish times for a race? What do you think? I'm going to leave this next two up there. Okay. All right, that'll be good. If anything, just hit the heart that's next to my name so you can get notifications when I go live. Sometimes I go in the afternoons or evenings. I haven't done any late nights because I've had students during that time. Okay, so I have A, B's, and C's. A, B's, and C's. Okay, so we got a nice mixture. I think at least we all agree that is not D. All right, good. All right, so we want to know what's going to display a bar graph. Now, bar graphs, they're basically used for categories. Remember that? Okay, you're using it to categorize things. So, finish times, not going to work. Family income, no. Because usually you want to deal with percentages with the incomes, right? Daily temperatures, no. So that's why you want to know the types of pets owned by families. So you can say cats, dogs, fish, hamster, gerbils, snakes, rats, okay? Anything of those things, okay? So anytime you use it in bar graphs, that's really for categorizing things. All right? And guinea pigs. Finger monkeys. Believe it or not, people actually own finger monkeys. I'm like, what is happening? Okay, in Massachusetts, UMass, okay, sales tax is 5% of the purchase. As Emmett buys a toy for $28.80, how much will he pay in sales tax? Is it A, $14.40, B, 44 cents, C, $28, or D, $1.44? Wow, pretty. Okay. Pretty's like, D. Bye-bye saying D. Michael saying D. No. Bar graphs are not the same as histograms. I know, we always get it mixed up. Because bar graphs, you actually have spaces. I can put it on here. Bar graphs, you actually have like spaces in between. Whereas a histogram, it's like that continuality. Okay, so bar graphs are good for categories because you just have one listing and another listing. This one, you're going to have some spaces in between. So you'll have like intervals. Okay, so the red was the histogram, the blue was the bar graphs. All right, back to HIS. We got our D's. Thank you for the popular. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so it is D. All right, so how you figure it, you can do your $28.80. And we're going to multiply it by our 5%. So 0.05. Okay, please make sure you know where you're going. So once we get with our division, I know I'm going to have 2 decimal places here. I know I'm going to have 2 decimal places there. So all I need is 5 and 0. 5 5 and 8, that's 40, carry the 4. 5 and 8, that's 40, carry the 4. That'll be 44. 5 and 10 is 10 plus 4. And now I need 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. So it gives me 1.44. Now, let's use in common knowledge. If this toy costs $28.80 and we're going to pay $28 in sales tax, nah, we need to move to another world. So, and at the same time, we're not talking about half of it, so that's why A is going to be out. So it could be between here and here, if you were to guess. But it is definitely going to be D after you do your movement of the decimal place. All right, pretty, I see you got D. D, 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 D. Okay. Not really, because of the purchase. Since they said of the purchase is not part of it. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. I think we have what? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 problems left. Don't be sad because you guys are doing awesome. Keep it up. All right, Larry. This is the ones. This is on almost every blessed test. If it has nothing to do with reading pages of a book, it's always ages. They always put one of these questions on them. So Larry reads 3 more books than Kathy. Kathy reads twice as many books as Matthew. Matthew reads 2 fewer books than Nick. Together they read 23 books. How many books did Nick read? Is it A, 5, B, 18, C, 8, or D, 12? Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Andrea. I feel you. We're just going to go step by step. Okay, you're saying B. Okay, Abdul is saying B. Okay, what is that saying? B. No freaking clue? Hey, appreciate that. Thank you for trying to censor yourself, too. Okay, I'm going to go over it in a moment. Okay, so we have a B with a guess. You're guessing, okay. And then we have a C. Okay, you're guessing B. Saying D. Okay, not sure. Okay, we got a C. Guessing A. All right, not sure. All right, let me. So we got guessing A, we got an A. All right, so we have Larry. Okay, so we got guessing A, we got an A. All right, so we have Larry. I'm going to raise this up in a second. I just want to set it up for a second. So reads 3 more. So we got Kathy plus 3. Then we have Kathy reads twice as many books as Matthew. And we'll say, so this is my K. This is my M. because Matthew reads 2 fewer books than Nick. Nick is just N. And they all together, they read 23 books. Okay. Okay. So, sometimes it has to be almost like a plug and chug type thing. So I know that, I just found it. I know that Larry is Kathy. I just found it. I know that Larry is Kathy plus 3 books, right? Kathy does double the amount of Matthew, and Matthew has done N. So if I do my substitution, so I know that this is all going to go in here. And this is how I figured it, but and then this was going in for here, and we already have N. So, and it gives us a total. That's where it went wrong. Got it. So now we're going to set it up like an equation. So I know that I have 2 times Matt, which is N minus 2. And this is going to take the place of K. So that's going to be K plus 3. But I also need to add Nick to the party because we don't know what Nick needs. And that's going to equal 23. Okay, so this is what happened. We took what Matt is, which is Nick's books minus 2, replaced the M here. That's where this 2 times N minus 2 came from. Then we're going to take that and we replace it for Kathy in the K. So that's why we got the plus 3 here. But then we had to bring in Nick because we don't know what Nick's doing, right? We talked about him, but he did some reading himself. So he needs to be represented as well. So now from here, we have 2 times N because we're going to distribute. So that means 2N minus 4. Then we bring everything else down. Plus 3 plus N equals 23. Combining our like terms. So we have 2N and N. So that gives me 3N. So that's taken care of. Then we have negative 4 plus 3. That gives me a negative 1. So now we need to add 1 to both sides because we're trying to solve for Nick, which is N. So we have 24. Still is not giving me what they're saying I'm supposed to get. And that gives me 8. But that doesn't make any sense. But it should make sense. So how many books did Nick read? Well, Nick had 8 books. Because if I do 8 minus 2, that would give me 6. And then 6 plus 2, that would give me Kathy at 12. 6, 12. And 12 plus 3, that would give me 15. So 12 plus 6, that will give me 18. That gives me 14. 1939. 39 plus 12. Because that doesn't give me 23. Yeah, the answer should be A. So pretty, where did I go wrong? Because I agree, the answer should be A. Because that doesn't add up to 23. I mean, yeah, it doesn't add up to 23. It's more than that. My setting. So if he did 3, that means Matt did 1. Yeah, I'm not done with 91. Yeah, I'm not done with 91. Okay, so what should the equation be? Because I was like, that doesn't make sense because when I add them all up, it doesn't. But if I do plug and chug, if we say Nick had 5, Matthew did. So if we say Nick, Matthew, Kathy, Larry. If Nick had 5, then Matthew, 5 had 2 less than that, so Matthew would be 3. Kathy did twice as many as Matthew, so that would be 6. And then Larry did 3 more, so that would be 9. 9 and 9 is 18, so 18 plus 5, that works. That gives me my 23, so that does work. So why is it not working on the other end? So we got X. Oh, I didn't include Larry. Okay, I got it. Thank you. I didn't include Larry. That's why. Yep. Yeah, I didn't include Larry. That's what it was. Thank you. See? I'm not AI. I screw up too. All right. Yeah, so that does make more sense. Because when I add 5 and 3, 6, and 9, I do get 23. Because they're supposed to read 23 books in total. So if I go backwards, use the answer choices, well, it can't be 12. Because, yeah, you're not going to get 23. So that's not, and it can't be 18 because they all read 23 books. So that's way too much. So it was either between 5 and 8. But if I did 8, as you saw, that didn't add up to the 23 when I do the checking. So it is going to be 5A. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I figured it out now. Thank you. Yeah, they do. They do too. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Team effort. Go us. All right. So 192. So the answer is A for those that need to do that. Yeah, I wrote it out wrong. All right. So what is the area of a square that has a perimeter of 32 inches? Is it A, 64 inches squared inches? Is it B, 16 squared inches? C, 1,024 squared inches? Or D, 320 squared inches? Okay. So we got our B, we got our B, we got our 64, which is our A. We got an A, a couple B's. Okay. So we got our B. Okay, thank you, Grandmaster. We got A's and B's. So we're with A's and B's. All right. So at least we understand that it's definitely not C. Okay. So we have a square. All right. So we're trying to figure out the area. So the perimeter, that means all four sides are exactly the same. So if I do the perimeter, that means I'm basically taking all four of these sides and they all equal the same thing, totaling 32. So why not do the reverse? Why not do 32 divided by 4? So we can figure out how much one side is, which is 8. So now we need to find the area. The area of the square is their side squared, or length times width, whichever you prefer. It's still going to be 8 times 8. Now 8 times 8, that'll give me 64. Okay, so we had to figure out the perimeter so we can get that, work it in reverse so we can get the measure of one side. And then to find the area, that's when you're multiplying one side times another side, or side squared. Okay, so that's how we will get our A. All right. Okay. All right. And last but and least for today, let's see if I unzoom a little bit. So I want to know which of those, whoa, not that much. Which of these diagrams show a complementary angle? So which one shows complementary angles? Is it A, is it B, C, or D? Which one shows complementary angles? Okay, so I'm seeing some D's, I'm seeing B's, B's and D's. Okay, got a D's. We got a B. No B. Okay, B's. We got B's, D's, maybe B. Okay, B's and D's. All right, don't know. That's fine. Okay, but it looks like we got a battle between B's and D's. All right, complementary. So complementary, it begins with a C. Now, if I drew a line to connect my two ends of the C, I would create a 9. Complementary angles are two angles that add together to give me 90 degrees. A, 130 plus 50, that's 180. These are supplementary. $60 and $30, that gives me 90. Those are my complementary angles. Okay, D's are called vertical angles. Okay, vertical angles are congruent. That means the measure of this angle is going to be the same measure for this angle. The measure of this angle is going to be exactly the same for the measure of this angle. So complementary angles, there are two angles, or basically the sum of angles equal 90 degrees. All right. Okay. And C is also supplementary. Okay. C is also a supplementary angles. Okay. They're also known as linear pairs. So a little bit of geometry before we skedaddle. Okay. All right, everyone. You learned something. Yay! Success! I mean, I learned a little bit with the Larry and Kathy. Trust me, I always screw up on those problems. I'm not, you saw. You saw what I did. And sometimes I just keep forgetting. All right, so this is basically what I try to do on my lives. Sometimes I will actually take a concept and just drill on that one particular concept. But generally this is what I do. Sometimes it'll be a little bit more challenging. Sometimes I do SAT prep. Sometimes I do college algebra stuff that I see. So if there's some other things that you're like, oh yeah, can you do? Don't do that. Because I currently, oops, hello, phone's doing something crazy. So if you go to Zoink, go here, go to that site, and if you can do this, that'll be awesome. And you'll actually see a playlist that says TikTok Lives. Okay, so when you see that, it's okay. You didn't have me for geometry. That's what's the problem. Okay, so yeah, definitely follow there. I am currently working on some more support information or more support resources for you guys to kind of help out. I also have, because I have like notebooks, I have like math notebooks that I usually do my lives with, but since it's all going to be on sheets now. So what I do is, as soon as I grab it, so some of my math notebooks I have just so you can actually write your things out, write your notes out so you get nice and organized. If you want, it kind of gives you like a small mood tracker. It gives you a section to put your formulas that you can see that right away. It'll give you some process for you to put your steps in, and you can write in also grids on both sides. In addition to that, your steps in, and you can write in also grids on both sides. In addition to that, with the GCFs, like if I wanted to look up 108, I can just go straight to 108 and I can see all the factors of 108. Okay, after you have this visual for a while, what happens? All of a sudden, oh, what's going on here? Did I get booted out again? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Sorry. I think I still see you guys. Okay, I still see you guys, so I'm gonna just keep going. Or maybe I'm not. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Weird. Lately TikTok has been acting so weird. But if anything, you have a lot of the factor forms. We also have a lot of the rules that people generally sometimes forget, and it's okay. This particular book is for my Algebra 2 people. So I have like the conversion charts. I have like some of the fractions, but I also have like the words that are used for most word problems, the rules of integers, the rules of integers, also like order of operations. So a lot of the resources that a lot of people generally either forget or they kind of remember. So, but it's just usually there for a reminder. Like I said, looking at the speed, also the reminder of volume and surface area. Then you have area and perimeter. And also the unit circle. If you haven't done the unit circle yet, it is coming. And I don't know why this is so blurry, but here we go. All right, my phone's losing its mind. Okay. Then we have the conic sections, and this is what makes it a little bit different. A little bit of the trig identities, as well as the sine, the cosine, and we're looking at the graphs individually. That should be coming up if you're in... Yeah, you guys should be working on trig soon if you're in algebra. Working on trig soon if you're in algebra 2. That should be coming like maybe before Christmas. It might be the introduction of it, but it's coming. And then Pascal's triangle, okay, for my calculates. So just a general notebook. But if you want, I actually have my last book. I used to have something called Audrey's Notes. And yeah, this is going to be the last book. I basically take all of my notes. And what I do is I make... This is going to be the last book. I basically take all of my notes. And what I do is I make... follow along with the notes, and you're like, Audrey, I like your notes. all you have to do is just scan the QR code and it will take you directly to the live that is being presented with this information. So this one is rational expressions. This is back in May, and this was all of my notes from it. So I have my front side, and then also I have the back side. So the QR code will just take you directly to that live, and then you can follow along. Okay, it's not necessarily a workbook because that's what I'm currently working on. All right, I'm trying to get a workbook that is basically a mirror image of my courses that I have to make your lives a lot easier. All right, so if anything, if you do and you would like to purchase those, you can go here. Okay, they're not on the TikTok shop right now because I don't know. I might try TikTok shop a little bit later in my life, but just not right now. So you can go here, or you can go to the big A, you know, the brown box with the smiley face on it. Reminds of the rainforest. They're also available there. So if you don't want to wait for this one, you will probably have to wait a week. But if you order it there, you can do like next day shipping if you want, what they have over there. All right. Okay. All right. You need my help with the ASVAT? Well, definitely contact me because I do private tutoring and I also do small group tutoring. My tutoring sessions, I'm not going to lie to you, my tutoring sessions is normally at $92 an hour, not a week, not a month, an hour. And what I do is for TikTok people, I give you guys a discount at $77. So we go through a sample test, we break down concepts. I give you either more suggestions to gear upon, especially even GED. And I said, I'm willing to do a group session, but no one is telling me or saying, hey, Audrey, can we do a group session? Would it be cheaper? Hell yeah, it would be. But no one wants to take up on the cheap offer. I don't know what's wrong with people. Same concepts, same me, same breaking down concepts. So if you're doing college algebra, or if you're doing GED or ASVAT, especially those, and especially if you're going to take it relatively soon and you just need some tweaking, we can have a group that would just need the tweaking group. That sounds crazy. But then there's going to be possibly a group that needs adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, decimals and fractions, and just trying to get the integer parts down. We could probably do something with that. But if you guys don't tell me, I'm not going to create it. You get my drift? All right. So if you need me, that's what it is. You like my method of teaching? Can't wait to catch that fly. Hey, I'm here. I'm here. So if you do want any of the tutoring, or if you do want to join my course, you can. You just go here. We have it for GED. If your TEAS test, HESI test, the foundation of algebra will be your best bet. Okay. Again, it has like 107 videos, has practice problems, has quizzes on there. So if you need to get it ready, you can get you ready. All right. So all you have to do is either hit the Service Plus, reach me that way. You can text me. You can also email me, or you can just send me a message here on TikTok. I will definitely take a look at the requested, just in case we're not following each other already. But I will definitely look at the requested section. I do that every day. All right. Super cool. Can I see the ASVAT book? I do not have an ASVAT book. Are you talking about my Audrey's notes? Okay. You just purchased your book? Yay! Well, thank you so much for the support. Okay. But for the Praxis Math? Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get a lot of people wanting with the Praxis Math. Actually, I got a person past the Praxis Math a couple days ago. And she wanted to be all secretive. I called her. I'm like, aren't we meeting today? She's like, oh, I forgot to tell you. I took the test and I passed. Trying to hold all this good news. Called her right up. Do I go live the same time every day? No. because I have different tutoring sessions. So I tried to shoot for the afternoon and evenings just to keep down on the trolls. But I do not, I used to post my hours. So that's why I say, like, there's like an orange heart next to my name. If you click on that, you should be able to get some notifications on when I do go live. But I try to go live every day. Sometimes lately, Thursdays have just been crazy. But I've been, like, sometimes in the afternoon just throwing in a quick 45-minute jobber in there just so I can say I'm trying to keep up with you guys, okay? David TEAS, no. I just, whatever comes on, it comes on. Which site? So the site for YouTube channel. Okay. Yes, it'll definitely have slopes in there. I make sure a slope is in every one of those books. Okay. Yep, no biggie. Awesome. And then for the books is this one. Yep, middle school math praxis. Got you. Great. Awesome. Yep. And you know, if you have questions, I'd rather you guys is like, I want to purchase something, but I don't know which one to purchase. Don't just buy it. I'd rather you message me and say, hey, Audrey, I'm really looking for this. Which book will have it? You know, because every book is not exactly the same. Okay. All right. Oh, thanks. With faith, I appreciate you. Okay. The other one I flipped. This one with the stuff in the back. This one is going to be, if you're going to do for ASVAT, don't do this one. This one's not going to work. There we go. Yeah, because I finished book 6. If you're going to do ASVAT, this is the one. That would be the better one because it has the more of the resources that you're going to see, especially for the decimal operation, the breakdown of the percent. Okay. And then this is an example of what I'm talking about, like organizing your notes, having your formulas in one section. If you have steps, you can put your steps here. Gives you room for you to write things down. Maybe there was something on the piece of paper that you want to cut. You can cut and tape it right on in there. Okay. You have room, like here's Pythagorean's theorem. Okay, it gives you room for the breakdown. And then also I taped a couple word problems in. So that's what it looks like. But it's just going to be, when you get it, it's blank. It's basically a notebook. And it just has the resources in the back. Okay. But if you want a copy of my notes, so here we go, point slope form. So here's a copy of my notes here. That's what Audrey's notes is. Audrey's notes is literally a Xerox copy of all of my notes. Okay, and then I connect the videos on through the QR code. Okay. All right, not a problem. Okay, so have an amazing day. Thank you for stopping and sticking with me. I will definitely be here tomorrow. It might be in the AM, it might be later in the PM because I do have clients, but we're going to try to get it in there. All right. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.